Welcome to the tutorial on organizational behavior. Today the chapter is motivation from concepts to applications. In this chapter we are going to describe the job characteristics model and we will evaluate the way it motivates by changing the work environment. We will compare and contrast the main ways jobs can be redesigned. We will identify 3 alternative work arrangements and show how they might motivate employees. We will provide example of employee involvement measures and show how they can motivate employees. We will also demonstrate how the different types of variable pay programs can increase employee motivation. We will show how flexible benefits turn benefits into motivators. And lastly, we will identify the motivational benefits of intrinsic rewards. Job characteristics model. To motivate the employees, sometimes the manager need to redesign the work environment, and for the purpose of redesigning the work environment, the managers need to know the job characteristics. And we can see there are 5 core job dimensions. Job can be categorized based on the skills, task identity, task significance, autonomy, and feedback. That means the job characteristics model looks at describing any job in terms of 5 core dimensions. The skill variety indicates the degree to which the job incorporates a number of different skills and talents. The task identity indicates the degree to which the job requires the completion of a whole or identifiable piece of work. And the task significance represents how the job impacts the life of others. And autonomy identifies how much freedom and independence the worker has over the job. And feedback indicates how much the job generates direct and clear information about the worker's performance. So based on the characteristics, job have 5 dimensions. For redesigning the job, we need to understand these 5 types of job dimensions. We redesign the work environment for ensuring motivation for the employees. As already said, to increase the motivation of employees, we can redesign the jobs, and there are some helpful ways to redesign a job to increase the motivation of the employees. 2 common practices are job rotation and job enrichment. In job rotation, an organization will shift the employee to different tasks with similar skill requirements but all the same organizational level. That means in job rotation, an employee is shifted to different tasks where the same skill is required in the same organization. On the other hand, job enrichment is a way where the manager will expand an employee's job by increasing the level of control the worker has in planning their job, executing it, and evaluating the work. That means in job enrichment, the manager expand the control of the employee on the job. As already said, that job rotation can increase the motivation of the employees, and here we can see the strength of the job rotation. There are many strengths of utilizing job rotation in the workplace. The first strength or benefit of job rotation is it helps to reduce the boredom with workers as they are constantly expanding their skills. Due to the job rotation, the employee can increase the understanding of work contribution. They can also increase their skills, as well as it helps the managers in scheduling, because due to the job rotation, the worker has a stronger skill set, and it will help the manager in scheduling, as they have more options to fill the vacancy when someone is sick or on vacation. The second way to increase the motivation of employees is job enrichment. Job enrichment is helpful in keeping the worker engaged in their work. So what are the possible actions to ensure the job enrichment? We can combine tasks, we can form natural work units, we can establish client relations, we can expand jobs vertically, we can open feedback channels. These are the possible actions by which we can ensure job enrichment, and job enrichment can ensure employee engagement. Ultimately, it will increase the motivation of the employees. Besides the job rotation and job enrichment, to increase the motivation of employees, there are alternative work arrangement by which the managers can also motivate the employees. The first one is flex time. Flex time allows employees to choose the working hours they work within a defined period of time. Flex time is short for flexible work hours, and this flex time allows the workers to choose what hours they work within a set time period. As for example, if the worker needs to work 8 hours a day, and the manager may say you can choose 8 hours between 6 a.m. and 8 a.m. and that type of situation may allow a mom to be home when her kids are coming home from school. Another way of work arrangement is job sharing, where two workers split a job and each works part of the job in their scheduled time. That means job sharing allows two or more individuals to split a traditional 40-hour-a-week job. Another way of work arrangement to motivate the employees is telecommuting. Telecommuting is the work arrangement where the workers work from home at least 2 days a week. That means the telecommuting allows workers to work from home at least 2 days a week on a computer linked to the employer's office. So these are the work arrangement that gives the worker more control over their work, and thereby they can increase their motivation level. To motivate the employees, the manager can ensure social and physical context of work. The social context can help to improve the performance by creating a sense of independence, social support, and interaction with other people outside of the work. On the other hand, the physical context can also impact the job satisfaction by creating a pleasant and safe environment. As for example, the work environment that is hot, loud, and dangerous is a less satisfying to the employees. On the other hand, the work environment that is controlled, relatively quiet, and safe will be more satisfying to the employees. That means to increase the motivation of the employees, you can also focus on the social context and physical context. To increase the motivation of the employees, the manager can also ensure employee involvement. What is employee involvement? It's a participative process that uses employees' input to increase their commitment to the organization's success. Some example of the employee involvement programs are participative management and representative participation. Participative management is when the managers include employees in the decision making process. That means if you can engage your employees in the decision making process, they will be motivated because their commitment will be increased because they have participated in setting the policy. That's why they will try their level best to achieve that policy of the organization that will ensure the success of the organization. On the other hand, the representative participation tries to redistribute power by putting labor on a more equal footing with the interest of managers and stockholders. The managers do this by letting the workers be represented by a small group of employees who participate in decisions. That means from a huge number of employees, there may be a representative group of employees who can participate in the decision making. That is called representative participation. By the participative management and representative participation, the managers can motivate the employees. And these two ways are the example of employee involvement. Using rewards to motivate the employees. Although from the previous chapter we have learned that money is not the primary factor for job satisfaction. However, it does motivate employees, and companies often underestimate its impact in keeping top talent. It's critical to figure out what to pay and to establish a pay structure that makes sense for your industry and organization. Then it is imperative that an organization utilizes the pay system and applies it to the pay of individual employees. That means, although payment is not a primary factor for ensuring job satisfaction, but the managers can use this pay structure and variable pay to motivate the employees, because otherwise they will be demotivated due to dissatisfaction. To ensure the motivation of the employees, the manager should establish a pay structure, and whenever setting the pay structure, you have to consider the balance of internal pay equity as well as external pay equity. Internal equity looks at the worth of the job to the organization and compares it with what others are making within the organization. On the other hand, external pay equity looks at the external competitiveness of an organization's pay relative to pay elsewhere. So, at the time of developing the pay structure, the manager should consider the internal pay equity as well as the external pay equity. How to pay the employees to ensure motivation? We can see there are variable pay programs, piece rate pay, merit based pay, bonuses, skill based pay, profit sharing plans, gain sharing, employee stock ownership plans. These are the variable pay programs that can be utilized by the managers to ensure the motivation of the employees. Among the variable pay programs, the first one is piece rate pay. Under the piece rate pay, the managers pays a fixed sum of money for each unit of production completed by the employee. As for example, ballpark workers selling peanuts and soda get $1 for each bag of peanuts and soda sold. And the second way of paying the employees is merit-based pay. Under the merit-based pay, the managers pays for individual performance based on performance appraisal results. If appraisals are designed correctly, workers performing at a high level will get more pay. The managers can also ensure bonuses to motivate the employees. Under the bonus plan, the managers can pay a lump sum at the end of a designated period of time based on the individual and organizational performance. To motivate the employees, the manager can also pay based on the skill. Under the skill-based payment, the manager pays based on the number of skills employees have or the number of jobs they can do. The manager can also pay based on the profit sharing plans. Under the profit sharing plans, the manager pays out a portion of the organization's profitability. It's an organization-wide program and it's based on a predetermined formula. That means if the managers share the profit to the employees, that will also motivate the employees, and that is known as profit sharing plans. And another way to motivate the employees is gain sharing. It's a method of payment. Under the gain sharing, the manager pays for improvement in group productivity from one period to another. It's a group incentive plan. And another way to ensure the motivation of employees by the payment is employee stock ownership plans. This option provides each employee with the opportunity to acquire stock as part of their benefit package. That means under this payment system, the employee can get the stock as a benefit, and that will also motivate the employees because as a stockholder, they will think that they are the owner of the company, and as an owner, they will focus on their performance to increase the growth of the organization. The managers can arrange flexible benefits to ensure the motivation of employees. Flexible benefits allow the employees to choose between different benefits. These flexible benefits allow them to customize their options and create a plan that best meets their needs and situation. This type of flexible benefits system can increase the motivation of the employees because the employee realize that the organization has their best interest in mind. Under the flexible benefits, the employee can choose the compensation package based on their needs and situations. That will increase the motivation of the employees. To motivate the employees, you can also ensure recognition besides the payment, because a method of motivation that has been highly successful is employee recognition. This idea recognizes the importance of coupling intrinsic and extrinsic methods to help motivating employees. Recognition is an intrinsic motivation technique that can range from giving an employee the proverbial pat on the back to a more public recognition ceremony. That means you can arrange a program where you will publicly disclose that the employee has a great performance for the organization, and that's why the organization appreciates the performance of the employees. That type of recognition will increase the motivation of the employees. The recognition programs are less expensive. Their cost is very little, but by recognition you can ensure a high motivation of the employees. But there are some criticism on the recognition program. Some people say that the type of recognition can be politically motivated, and if the participant apply it unfairly, they can cause more harm than good. That means at the time of recognition, if you choose employees based on politically motivated way, then it would be unfair, and that type of unfair selection for recognition will create a harmful effect on the performance of the employees. That's why the selection of employees for the recognition should be fair to ensure that it's a positive way to ensure the motivation of the employees. That means recognition should be based on the fair judgment. To motivate the employees, we need to understand the job characteristics, and we can ensure job enrichment, job rotation. We can apply the telecommuting, variable pay, flexible benefits, and employee involvement. And the research shows that there is no consistent results by applying the job enrichment across the culture. And telecommuting is a mostly common method that is applied in the United States. In case of variable pay, most The people believe that variable pay systems work best in the individualistic culture, such as the United States. But at the time of variable pay, you have to ensure fairness. The flexible benefits is a way to motivate the employees, and it's very popular in all cultures. The motivation factor by the employee involvement has a different impact on different cultures. This slide is the summary of the chapter. It's important to recognize the individual differences of the employees when designing and applying the motivational programs. Managers will get better results if they use the goals and feedback, and if they allow employees to participate in the decisions that affect them. And finally, by linking rewards to performance and making sure the system is equitable, better results will follow. To ensure motivation of the employees, the manager should recognize the individual differences based on the goals and feedback. The manager should allow the employees to participate in the decision making, as well as the manager should ensure rewards to ensure the job performance. And at the time of giving rewards recognition, the fairness system should be followed to avoid the harmful effect of motivational factors. Ultimately, you can motivate your employees by providing the required rewards and payment, but that depends on the need and situation of the employees. That should be kept in mind of the managers. Thank you.